Oh,
So let's take a few deep breaths,
yes.
and that will be establishing a container, energetic container around us. Okay. And now let's invite the energy of Master Kuthumi again to this container.
Ooh. Ooh. Oof. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am present. I'm present. Oof, 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 oof.
Okay. May I ask a question?
Yes. Yes. Always welcome. Always welcome.
So nowadays, so many people are experiencing anxiety, sometimes even worse things like depression. And I think via meditation, they can improve a lot their mental mood, let's say their mental conditions, and resume experience joy. But some people are overwhelmed by the amount of meditations that are nowadays available. Some of them say that they cannot concentrate and things like that. So I would like to receive a suggestion, a lesson, or a tip on how people can easily tune in to their heart and improve their mental mood.
Mm. Yes. Yes, indeed. That is a beautiful question. And it's an important question because so many people, as you say, feel disconnected, feel out of alignment. And it is this disconnection and this disalignment between the mind and the heart that causes an internal struggle, an internal turmoil, a push pull that eventually becomes emotions of a worry, of fear, and eventually anxiety. And when that resides for a long time, it can turn even into depression, which is really a sign that there is a significant unbalance. And we want to acknowledge that life on earth, moving through the 3D density, is challenging at times. It is a very dense reality, and many souls are coming from other kinds of less dense incarnations, and this may cause a lot of confusion on a subconscious level. And there is so much programming through society around you, creating also so much pressure. And there is a conflict between the way that many people feel they are expected to live, everything that they are expected to achieve, to live life, And because they are running and they are operating from the mind, because when the body goes into these kind of stress responses, the body moves into fight, flight, freeze. And when the body is in that state, there will be a very powerful signal sent to the analytical mind, telling the mind that this dangerous situation needs to be solved urgently. Urgently. The problem needs to be solved now. And the mind starts looking for an answer. But very often that answer is not to be found because it might be a situation of wanting to leave the current job, not feeling happy in a relationship, and there is no simple solution. And the mind just keeps searching. And this causes a loop of stress, which can feel very difficult to break out of. And the only solution is to come out of the power of that mind and to reconnect to the heart, to the soul, to the inner guidance that is the truth of every living, incarnated human being. So, how to do that in the most effective way? We would say that it is so important to listen to what feels good for every individual. There is no one solution that fits all. It is very, very individual. The way that feels most easy to connect back to the heart. And in a society where everything is around the doing, the processes, the 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 checklist, also the most natural process to reconnect to the heart might become mm, complex and something that is attempted to achieve through the mind. It becomes very contradictive. And that is why we would say, and this might feel challenging, that the best way to reconnect to the truth of you, to reconnect to the heart, is to go about it in a playful way, in a more childlike, curious, open way. Because it is from that state that you return to the truth of you as you were born into this earthly reality. As that little baby, you were just a pure soul. There was no mind telling you that you were not loved and that you had to do things to deserve love, deserve getting fed or getting dressed or having your needs met. This is something that you learn later on. And now it's time to return to that innocence, return to that playfulness, realize that what you refer to as spirituality is not yet another process. It is about releasing the doing and coming back to the being, to the pureness, to the innocence, and to the playfulness. And yes, if you tell yourself that the only way to connect to your heart is to meditate at least for mm, an hour a day or whatever it may be, suddenly it's a doing, it's another pressure, it's another It's another thing in your list. It's another thing to become stressed around. Another thing that can feel like a failure when you're not doing it, when you're not ticking the box. What if you release the pressure? What if you do what feels good to you? For some people, it may be the most beautiful way to connect to the heart might be through animals, through being very, very, very present with an animal, or to be very present out in nature, or to play with their children, or whatever it may be. But there is no one way, there is no one process. And as people find their themselves in this state of anxiety or depression, as you mentioned, first of all, knowledge. Knowledge and understanding is always power. Knowledge is power. Just the pure understanding of the mind body connection, which is the equipment that you have received in this physical incarnation. You are equipped with a body, you're equipped with a mind and a soul. And understanding that mind body connection is the first way of taking back your power, realizing that when you end up in that rabbit hole or in those spirals of fear and anxiety, they are not you. They are not the truth of you. And when you start to realize that, understanding why it's happening and also why it makes your mind go absolutely crazy, you can start to detach yourself, realizing that you are not those emotions and you are not your mind. And this is a practice. And every time you can stop yourself, taking a step back and detaching yourself, that is a huge gain. And you can start to recondition your body and mind to come back into a more safe, calm place. And as the body calms down, the mind will also calm down. It is very difficult to reconnect the heart and to the soul if your body is in a fight, flight, freeze situation or state of being. So the first thing to do is always then to make sure that your body feels safe in whatever way is good for you. Whether it is dancing, whether it is moving gently, whether it's taking a walk in nature, lying down in a warm bath, um, whatever practice feels good to you, mm, whatever soothes you. And when you can come back out of that state, the body calms down and the mind calms down, and you can start to move back into your heart, into the seat of your soul, connecting to your soul. But forcing yourself into so-called meditation from a state of stress, of fear, of anxiety is very challenging. But just finding those moments of calm and then moving step by step and playing with it and realizing what is beautiful for you. That is what we would say. Don't make it rigid. Don't make it into another process. Don't make it into another mind game. Because this is about connecting to something that is beyond. This is about rediscovering your consciousness, which is your truth, your essence, your essence. And it resides in all of you. There is no one that cannot connect to their soul's essence.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Uh, when I talk about those things with people in general, even light workers, they always reply something like, "Okay, Fabio, but how can I have joy or look for joyful activities if I have so many bills to pay during the month? If my mind is how to sustain myself?" So I see the subject of survival and about everything about money becoming so strong in this new, let's say, vibrational level that we are reaching on Earth right now. What can you tell people to allow them to go more easily with the flow of the divine providence, the divine order?
Ultimately, ultimately, you are energetic beings. And in this universe, everything is frequency and vibration. And you are the creators of your own reality. Your 3D earthly reality is an embodied, a condensed reflection of your inner state of being, of your vibration. And this may seem like a harsh truth in some ways, but we want to say that this is also the power, the knowing that you, every one of you, hold the power to create your own reality. Just like has been mentioned before, by raising your state of consciousness, you can detangle from that matrix of fear, of lack, and limitation that is holding you back, that is lowering your frequency, and that is making you create and recreate that same reality over and over and over again. So, how do you do this? That is a very good question. Coming back to the fact that you are frequency and vibration, and that at your core, your soul is vibrating. You have a soul's frequency. That frequency consists of truth, of love, of joy, of happiness, of everything that is beautiful. That is who you are in your absolute most highest state, what you might refer to as a state of enlightenment. And not every person will reach that state. However, as you start vibrating more and more in frequencies of love, of authenticity, of joy, of happiness, of your truth, you will raise your frequency and vibration